Hey guys, what's up? Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today's live stream, we're going to be talking about some great low cap gems that are worth holding for the next bull run. Now, these are projects that are going to span across several narratives, and I think projects that are worth paying attention to, especially for the next bull run in late 2024, early 2025. So we're going to be looking at the markets real quick, and it seems like for the first time in a long time, the market is green on the weekly. Bitcoin is up 7% in the past 7 days. Ethereum up 5%, BNB 6, and Toncoin an impressive 46%. And we're going to be touching on that and the reason why we're seeing so much green on the market. So when we are discussing projects to hold for the long term, it's important to note that narratives in crypto, I'm a big fan of crypto narratives. I think they provide an opportunity for a project to do well, especially in terms of riding along what people are talking about. When a narrative is doing well, it doesn't really matter which particular project it is. People are just looking for what to put their money into at that moment. And if they see that, oh, this project is within this hype narrative, they tend to buy it. And narratives have a very interesting span, especially in the bear markets. Now, the bear markets, we see people recycling liquidity. I mean, take for example, people just were in the AI earlier this year, AI narrative, and then they moved over to reward assets. Then they went over to meme coins. So in the bear markets, it's very difficult to be able to pick a narrative to stick to. You have to be very early. Being early in crypto always gives you that advantage, and that gives a lot of people that difficult situation. Like, what projects do I hold for the next bull run? I mean, it's possible to get in early and make gains, but then it's also possible to ride those gains down back. It's happened before. It's happened a lot of times. It's still happening now. People see good amount of X's on a project. They see 20 X's on projects like Viot, or they see 50 X's on Nakamoto Games and the likes, but they don't take profits in time, and then it goes back down to a mere 2 to 3 X's from when they could have sold compared to when they could have sold. So it's important to know, to have a good crypto, to have a good plan in crypto, to know when you are deciding to sell, or to know what time frame that you are going to be invested in a project. Are you going to be holding it for the long term, or do you just want to make quick profits and move? So based on all of these things, it's quite difficult to know what kind of projects or what kind of narratives to hold. And in today's live stream, I'm going to be telling you some narratives personally that I believe will do well in the bull run. And so these are projects that the projects I'm going to share with you, they are projects that I believe, you, it's a good bet, not financial advice, but I believe it's a good bet to hold it till the next bull run. So you might not necessarily make quick gains with them. You might not have very quick returns, like instant 5x's in a month or two, but I'm willing to bet that if you keep holding these projects, because of the narratives they are in, they are going to do well in the bull run, and they are worth holding. So you really need to be able to consider a narrative's lifespan. You need to consider the fact that investors are always looking for where to put their money in, and the investors in a bear market are very limited compared to investors in a bull market. We have much more investors in a bull market than in a bear market. So based on this, I'm going to be covering like 5 different narratives, and I'm going to give you examples of projects within those narratives that I think are worth holding in the next bull run. So before that, let me quickly address the comments. Khalid Said, it's nice to have you here. I've not had a live stream in a while, so I'm happy to see you in today's live stream. Really appreciate it. And Champion It's 22. Yeah, I really appreciate you for coming today. Seth and Archie both already talked about generative AI today. Will I be the third person to talk about it? Well, we are talking about it now. So yeah, prophecy fulfilled. And I told you that I've spoken about it. Seth and I, we've spoken about generative AI, but I will review it again if you'd want. And another friend from India, I suppose, Kudos Coin Review. Yeah, I'll get to it in a bit. And Super Lion. So let's get right into it. The first narrative that I'm bullish on for the next bull run that I think has a place in crypto is the real world asset narrative. Now, there are several reasons why I'm bullish on the real world asset narrative, and that's because the crypto space has quickly matured to be much more than just um, yield farming. And the thing that made DeFi really attractive in the past was yield farming, staking, and earning staking rewards. But people quickly found out that yield farming and staking rewards, it's not sustainable. It's not going to be really sustainable because if you're promising 80% rewards, you literally have to take the funds from newer investors and give it to the older investors, and that's kind of like a Ponzi. So it's not sustainable, and the space has matured enough to know that crypto is not in its infancy where we could be having crazy APYs and crazy returns like 100%, 500% APYs. So the landscape is changing, and the more the crypto space matures, the more it's going to be an attractive alternative to traditional investors, the TradFi investors. And that's where real world assets come in. According to DeFi Llama, let me share this image with you right here. According to DeFi Llama, um, the real world assets has a total volume locked of about $770 million by the end of July. And one of the interesting things about it is it doesn't just stop there. One of the best things about the real world asset narrative is the amount of borders that it opens up to investors. So it's going to give people that option. That's freedom to be able to invest irrespective of what part of the world they are in. People all over the world can access goods, US treasuries, real estate, gold, and the likes, irrespective of where they are, whether it's in Africa, Asia, Europe, North America. So the reward asset narrative is a narrative that I'm willing to bet will do well. Now, like I said in the beginning of this live stream, there are projects that will do well short term, but they might not really do well in the long term. You really need to consider the lifespan of a narrative. So the reward asset narrative is one that I am willing to bet has a very long lifespan, because I think that's the next step for crypto to take. That's the next step for traditional investors to take, to have more control, to have more ownership. So now I've given you the reason why I'm bullish on the reward asset narrative. I think it's going to do very well. And I think these projects are going to be good performers for the real world asset narrative. Hold on, let me share it. And the first project is Swarm Markets. So Swarm Markets, there are several approaches that a real world assets crypto can take. And the approach of Swarm Markets is to just simply put traditional assets, gold, silver, stocks, treasuries, and the likes, to just put it on chain. And the reason why I really like it, one of the reasons why I always say Swarm Markets is good, is because it's completely is also regulatory compliance. And I think that's a big deal, especially hold on a moment, let me share that screen. Especially in the crypto space, as the more it matures, there's going to be a lot of competition. People are going to be wanting to control the space. So I think regulatory compliance is going to be very important for a lot of projects. And Swarm Markets is 100% asset back and regulatory compliance. So this is a very good example of a reward assets crypto. And I'm willing to bet that this one is going to do well in the long term. It's one that I've covered for months now. And if you're going to hold the projects, it might as well be in a good narrative and within one that is going to be very useful in the crypto space. So SMT is sitting at just $2.9 million in market cap, and over 30% in circulation. So not the best tokenomics, but still, considering the market cap that this project is sitting at, I'm willing to bet that it's going to do very well. The next one has a different approach to the real world asset narrative, and that's Credify. Credify is also regulatory compliance, and it's one that I really like because their approach is to bridge the funding gap for small and medium enterprises. And the way they the way they approach it is also unique. They are creating NFT bonds. They are, they're also regulatory compliance. And in the EU, there's $1 billion funding gap. People would rather invest in established multi-million dollar company before they give the small and medium enterprises a chance. So Credify is addressing that, is using the blockchain to address that, is giving these investors the opportunity to get funding without without the limitations of borders and the like. So this is another project that approaches the real world asset narrative in a very unique way. And I'm quite bullish on it. I like the amount of updates that they are putting, and I think Credify has a lot of long-term potential as a result of that. Over $3 million in liquidity, $500,000 in repaid exposition, and so much more. So it's a good project, one that I'm invested in, and I think has a lot of long-term potential. The third one, real quick, that I'm going to be sharing with you within this narrative is Relio. Now, Relio is also approaching this one from a unique perspective, and that's providing a suite of tools to help developers build real-world assets solutions on their platform. So this one is approaching it from another unique perspective, a perspective that I'm a big fan of, because I think projects that are building technology to make the crypto space efficient, I think that those ones are going to do very well, because a lot of projects are going to want to be able to attract customers. They want to be able to attract new investors. So projects that provide the tools for this to be a possibility, I have a feeling that they're going to do very well. So that's the first narrative that I'm bullish on. The real world asset narrative is one that I think has a lot of long-term potential. Projects within this field, will do well long term. It's not just a phase. It's not just something that is going to be short term in the bull run looking for liquidity. I think a lot of liquidity from traditional investors will keep pouring over into real world asset cryptos on the blockchain, and that's long term investment, that long term time frame for the long term, I think is going to make real world assets cryptos do well on the blockchain. So next set of projects that I think has a good lifespan that will perform well is artificial intelligence. Now, AI had a short pump, like, should I call it a mini bull run, because it was just absolutely exploding earlier this year, right? And right now, there's a very big retrace compared to what we saw in the beginning of this year. But I'm still willing to bet that artificial intelligence has a lot more room for growth, and AI cryptos have a lot of long-term potential in this space. Now, AI is estimated to be worth billions of dollars by 2030. So that will give you an idea of how high artificial intelligence can go in the crypto space. So the reason why AI would be very efficient on the blockchain is because what we what artificial intelligence deals with, it deals with a lot of data, for training the algorithm and for the machine learning purposes. So this involves a lot of user information, right? It's studying, and I think having this in centralized entities, having this kind of user information with third parties or with centralized bodies, it could lead to a lot of malpractices. It could lead to a lot of issues. There's also security concerns, right? So that makes me bullish on artificial intelligence on the blockchain, and I think this is going to be something that the need is there, and that's value proposition for a lot of AI projects is going to make it that much better on the blockchain. An example of projects that will do well, in my opinion, is Singularity Net. So Singularity Net is one of the top and most recognized AI projects in the space, and compared to earlier this year, you can see it's gone much lower. It's went all the way to $700 million in market cap. Right now, artificial Singularity Net is sitting at $224 million. So close to a 3x, about a 3x down from its all-time high this year. And the thing about AI on the blockchain is we haven't really seen how high it would go in a bull run. AI was just doing its thing, right? But it hasn't. The AI cryptos have not really experienced, this narrative has not really kicked off in a bull run. And I think that once the bull run starts, once the bull run comes again, these projects will do well. So if you're looking for good projects to hold in the long term, I think investing in AI projects makes a lot of sense. I think AI on the blockchain makes more sense than in centralized bodies, Facebook or Google handling and holding all of our data. So this is a narrative that I think has a long lifespan. It's not just going to come and fade out quickly. As a matter of fact, AI on the blockchain is going to is going to make things much more tougher for projects like that do with freelancing and the likes, because it makes it chat GPT and the likes. They're replacing a lot of artists and so on. So definitely one that you should be paying attention to. Singularity Net's one of the best examples of AI. We've also got Singularity DAO. Now, many people like to look at Singularity DAO as the low cap alternative to Singularity Net, but that's wrong. And I'm one of those people. I'm going to admit, I thought Singularity DAO was just the decentralized autonomous organization for running Singularity Net. But Singularity DAO is much more than that. And one of the most attractive parts, especially for me anyway, of Singularity DAO are dynasets. So it uses AI to enhance trading experience, navigating the crypto space on the blockchain. So Singularity DAO is another good example, and I'm bullish on it as a result of that. This is another one that I think has a lot of long-term potential. It's just $32 million in market cap and over 82% in circulation. So excellent tokenomics, good use case. I think Singularity DAO also has other aspects to it, like a launchpad, but I don't think the launchpad is good. I mean, you have to be staking a volatile asset to get few allocations for new and upcoming projects. So the launchpad is not attractive, but the dynasets aspects to it, having using AI to give you trade patterns, trade signals, I think that's a big deal. And I think Singularity DAO is going to do well as a result of that, especially because the some of the backers of Singularity DAO are the team behind Singularity Net. So you know that people like Dr. Ben Gatzel are, advising this project and giving them good support to be able to progress in the crypto space very well. So that's Singularity DAO, Singularity Net. Another one that is like the Bitcoin of AI, and that's BitTensor Tau, TAO. Now, this project has been around longer than many other AI projects in the space, and I think it's going to do well because it's kind of just gives you that power, that decentralization aspect of crypto that gives you more control. So BitTensor that powers the decentralized blockchain-based machine learning network. So the models, they get trained and you get rewarded with the native token. So it's just a very good decentralized alternative that makes it that people have more control over this data. And if you think about it, many projects like this one now that someone is asking me to review, um, generative AI. I mean, generative AI, for example, guy, is like an image generation artificial intelligence crypto. But what makes it different from, like, let's say OpenSea or other centralized image generation artificial intelligence projects? Well, that's where the power of decentralization comes in. Projects need to have value. They need to be able to have a good value proposition. And the value proposition for these projects is that they give you more control, they give you more ownership, you get royalty rewards, you get you know you get more control and stuff like that. So I think BitTensor DAO is a very good example of what AI should be on the blockchain, and I think is a very good example of a good long-term play for artificial intelligence on the blockchain. So, real quick, I'm going to mention some other low cap alternatives. Now, I've seen the next one is generative AI. So, generative AI, I've spoken about this before, and one thing to note is, like I said, today's live stream is going to be about narratives and projects that I think are worth holding for the long term. You should know that we are still in a bear market, and we are practically recycling liquidity, right? So a lot of projects are going to there are not too many investors pouring money into the space right now. If you see a project pumping, it's just because of is usually because of short-term excitement and the likes. But you should know that if you are buying this project, you should know that you should, at the very least, you should know that you are buying this for the long term, or you should have a short-term plan with it. If you buy a project now and it goes down 10 to 20%, you shouldn't be crying, you shouldn't be complaining, because we are literally in a bear market. Learn to adjust your time frame. You need to understand that you're not going to buy a project and immediately expect it to pump. If that is what you want, then there are other strategies for that. But if you're buying a project because you like what they are doing, you like the fundamentals, then yeah, you have to be smart about it. You have to know that I'm buying this project now, even if it pumps, yeah, that's good. I might take out my initial and the likes, but you need to be able to understand that you're buying these projects because you feel like it's worth holding, or the fundamentals is worth investing in for the long term. So with generative I think that's another example of a project that is within a narrative that could pump, is a narrative that I'm bullish on, and I believe irrespective of whether or not people are hyped up about that specific project, it would pump because the narrative is pumping. You should know that there are many examples of generative AI. There are many examples, there are many samples out there, so the reason why it's pumping now, or the reason why any projects can be pumping now, is because some investors in recent times are just being excited about it at the moment. But you should always have a long-term plan with projects like this. Another example is one that I've spoken about a while ago, and that's Tudai. Tudai is also very similar to single generative AI. It does image generation, video generation, interesting stuff that we can do with AI right now on the blockchain. So any specific projects that you're investing in, both projects are at $1 million in market cap. Both projects have buy and sell taxes. Both projects are aiming to make things easy and decentralized. So what makes one project better than the other is just interest, investors being interested in it, the marketing and stuff like that. So yeah, I think both projects are going to do very well, especially because this is a very bullish narrative. So I'm going to be moving on to the next narrative that I think projects within them will do very well in the long term, and that's gaming. Now, gaming is a no-brainer for me in crypto, because if you look at this right here, the gaming market today is worth $7 billion in market cap, and we're in a bear market. So we've seen individual projects like Axie Infinity reaching up to $5 billion in market cap, and right now the whole of the gaming space, the whole of gaming finance is worth 7 billion. It's going to be it just shows how low we are right now. We're at the bottom. We're at the bear. We are really, really in the middle of a bear market right now. So the secret is finding the right projects. How do you pick the winners? With over 700 projects being launched daily, how do you pick the projects that will give you 100x or 1,000x? Well, I'm going to be sharing that with you in just a moment. But first, let me quickly address some comments. We have some new comments here from Crypto Goals. I really appreciate you for joining me. Yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, guys. I really appreciate supporting the channel and the algorithm. It's really helping out. So there are about 18 people watching. It would be nice if you can drop a like for this live stream. Human node HMND for a layer one narrative. Okay, once I'm done with the other narratives, I would I'll check this out. 100 Stancy, thanks for joining us. And Marvin, AI is a global trend right now, and to shape our future. Honestly, it's a good niche to invest in, specifically with crypto on top of it. And we are early to the party. Yeah, I completely agree. And let's hope Terminators won't be made from the AI. So yeah, Chainback is another project that I'll cover by the end of this live stream. I like the idea of is it I've covered this before in the past, and what it does is storing data, to be able to archive data, but on the blockchain. I think there's a need for a project like that. Chain GPT and SPC. Okay, yeah, I would also look at that. So we're going to be looking at the gaming narrative. Like I said, the gaming narrative is one that I believe will do very well in crypto. It just ties in well with the nature of people on the blockchain always being online and looking for ways to invest and make money and play to earn. Passive is an easy way to make money, right? And the blockchain just makes it so easy, breaking down barriers and the like. So the gaming market is currently sitting at market cap is currently sitting at just 7 billion. How do you pick the right project? Well, my first tip when investing in a gaming project is to invest in projects that um, enhance the overall narrative. Now, it's going to be difficult to pick one single project that will do well as a gaming project. It's going to be difficult to pick, the next Axie Infinity. It's going to be difficult to pick another project, a project that would act like Sandbox, not Sandbox, but um, a specific game. Illuvium. It's going to be difficult to pick the next Illuvium. It's going to be difficult to pick a specific gaming project that will do 100 to 1,000x. So why not pick a gaming project that covers many aspects to why gaming is bullish on the blockchain? And I think Immutable X is a very good example of this. Immutable X is a layer 2 scaling solution for NFTs, and specifically gaming NFTs on the blockchain. Ethereum is by far the biggest DeFi blockchain for gaming and a lot of investments for DeFi in the crypto space. So projects that make the experience good on that blockchain, I have a feeling that they are going to do very well. And I think Immutable X is tapping within the gaming narrative and making that experience much more efficient and easier for people on the blockchain, right? So Immutable X is sitting at just it's not let me not say just because this project is a mid cap going very close to the high cap territory. It's sitting at $629 million in market cap, 58% in circulation. But if you look at the quality of the projects that are launching or are utilizing Immutable X, it gives you an idea of the need that this project is solving. We can see here is a Unity verified solution. Polygon is using it. Illuvium, Gods on Chain, Embersword, Block Lords, and so on. Guild of Guardians. So this is a project that if you are bullish on gaming, if you are bullish on crypto gaming, then it's going to be one of the top performers, in my opinion, in the next bull run. Now, another example you can look at Gala Games. Compare this project to a project like Gala Games, right? Gala Games is not a simple game. It's not just a single straightforward game. It's providing an ecosystem for gamers and game developers. And I think Immutable is going to do something similar. Or Immutable is even actually doing something similar. It's designed for games. It allows game creators, operate in the space. So if you're bullish on crypto gaming like I am, then a project like Immutable X is an easy pick. Why do I keep saying Immutable X? Immutable. A project like Immutable is an easy pick because it's like investing in it is like you're just investing in that narrative specifically. You're not picking a single game. And I'm bullish on it. It's solving a real problem. It's used on so many games right now, top games in the crypto space, and more projects that are building, more projects that want to be in the space are going to want to use Immutable X. So the next project that is going to be tapping into something like that is Altura. Altura is just like Immutable X. My reasoning with Altura is that instead of investing in just a simple game, why not invest in a tool that makes it much easier? Altura is highly undervalued in my opinion, especially for what they are doing. $23 million in market cap, just 23. 100x for this project is $2 billion in market cap, $2.3 billion in market cap. So I'm willing to bet that Altura can easily get 500 million to $1 billion in market cap. So that's like a what? That's like 20 to 50x. So this is something that, this is a project that focuses mainly on game developers building games. They have a lot of good partnerships. They have good announcements. Altura is one that is not even listed on major exchanges. So there's a lot of potential hype factor. It's not listed on KuCoin yet. It's not listed on Binance, Coinbase, and it's a solid project. They've been around for a very long time. In the bull run, this project can easily reach 500 to $1 billion. That's an easy 20 to 50x return, in my opinion. So Altura is another example of a project that, I'm not too worried about its short-term price action, because if I'm investing in a project like Altura, I'm investing in it for the long term. I think, it's going to do very well. I think it's worth paying attention to on major dips and dollar cost averaging with it. Another gaming project, still in keeping with the theme of investing in a project that is not just a single specific idea, is CDFI. Now, CDFI is going to be another top performer in the bull run, because this project approaches the gaming aspects of crypto using IGO, initial game offerings, and they've recently expanded to be more than just an IGO platform. Right now they're also listing AI projects, so there's a lot of potential with CDFI, in my opinion. Now, the reason why I like it is gaming projects is difficult to pick a single gaming project that will do well, but it's always an advantage for you in crypto to be early on the project. A lot of projects do well, after when they launch, because the team is active, the marketing is there, and they're trying to compete with a lot of people. So when the project is launching, it's quite easy for it to perform well. And if you're able to, instead of trying to snipe the project at launch, why not get in early with a pre-sale or with whitelist? And that's just what CDFI is about. CDFI is a good launch pad that gives you the opportunity to get in on the floor of so many projects. And they've gone on to launch many interesting projects, projects like D-Race, projects like Hypercycle and the rest. They've gone on to launch it on their platform. So if you're able to get in at the bare minimum, like at the floor of a project, I think that's going to be a big deal. And that's what CDFI does. Right now, CDFI is undervalued, in my opinion, for what they are doing. And I think in the bull run, the value of the token will rise as a result of that. And even if the value of the token doesn't rise, the fact that it gives you the opportunity to get in early on projects, I think that's a big win for CDFI, in my opinion. Another gaming project, there are so many gaming projects, in my opinion, that are worth paying attention to, not just specific ones. I'm going to mention some specific gaming projects too. But another one is Engine. Engine also is a good platform, like CDFI, the engine starter, and it also gives you the opportunity to get in early on many projects. But unlike CDFI, Engine has a much higher market cap. CDFI has a market cap of $30 million, while Engine right now has 233 million. So this is another interesting gaming project. But to be honest, even though I believe the engine is going to do well, I don't think it's going to give you as much returns as CDFI, mainly because those hype factors I was talking about. It's already on Binance, it's already on Coinbase, so you could see some 5 to 10 x's, in the bull run because of the narrative pumping. But if you want to make all those crazy gains, they're usually with the low caps that are fresh, and people are looking to invest in to make good gains. So Engine Coin, I think that's another interesting one. Then we've also got Ultra UOS. Now, if we are going to be looking at specific individual projects, gaming projects that have a lot of long-term potential. Well, the first one I'm going to be sharing with you is Fabwelt. Fabwelt is one that I have been talking about at market cap of around $500,000 in market cap. Right now, it's sitting at $3.4 million in market cap. So, yeah, um, up is up a good amount of x's. So if it was 100x gem, then right now forward to be like a 20x gem for a lot of people. So a reminder to subscribe if you haven't done so already and turn on the notification bell. Fabwelt is interesting because if you are going to pick a gaming project, an individual gaming project, well, be sure to pick a gaming project that meets certain criteria. The first is that it should have a good amount of variety. Now, you're not investing in a project because it makes it easy for game developers. You're not investing in it because it provides a platform for so many other ecosystems to thrive in on for crypto gaming. Now you feel like playing a game and you feel like earning with it. Well, make sure if you're going to invest in a project like that, make sure that it's at least fun to play. It has a good amount of variety. The team is active. They have good tokenomics and factors like that. So Fabot is an example that ticks those boxes for me. They have a good amount of variety. It's not just a single game. They have Arsenal. They have fan worlds. They also have this interesting um H2O racing that they're about to launch, or it should have launched already. So another thing about Fabwell that I really like is it's got cross-chain gaming capabilities, right? The cross-chain gaming capabilities means it's not just catering to people on the Binance smart chain ecosystem, it's also catering to people on Polygon. So pay attention to games. Like if the game is going to be fun, then it can't just exist on one blockchain. It should have interoperability as well. Interoperability is able to expand the market to so many more users. And as a result of that, for that reason, I'm in. I think Fabelt is going to do well as a result of all of this. Is up right now, and to be honest, I think investing in projects like Immutable, investing in projects like Cdfi, investing in projects like Altura is a safer and more sensible investment, in my opinion. Investing in individual gaming projects, for me, you have to be very early on it. Getting in on Farbelt at around $3.4 million in market cap, I would say, yeah, why weren't you buying it at 500K when I was talking about it? But if you're going to invest in it now, well, you have to be sure that you have to make sure you keep following the project. You have to make sure that the team's fundamentals don't change, that they keep marketing, they keep getting people interested in the project. Because one thing you should know about crypto is people get bored too quickly. Once people get bored, once people are tired of, we've played Arsenal, yeah, we've played Fanworlds, they tend to move on to other projects, to other narratives, or to other hype. So even though the project is good, it might not be performing well. And even if a project is bad, it might perform well. That's just the nature of crypto. So it's just safer to invest in the idea, it's safer to invest in things that make the narrative thrive than just investing in an individual gaming project. So Fabelt has seen a bit of a pump in the past few months. I wouldn't say you should jump in right now, but even if you do, you should be paying attention to it. If you are going to be holding it, you should be checking in with the team. You should be making sure that they are still putting good announcements, good partnerships, and good updates for a project like Fabot. So yeah, I think it's a good project. Look at it. It might not be Fabot in particular, but look at other projects like it, and you can have a good idea. Another one that I think, if you're looking at a gaming project, it's kind of like taps into both gaming and making that narrative good, and that's Nakamoto Games. Nakamoto Games is currently up 8%, right? $38 million in market cap. So Nakamoto Games is also just making the idea, making that narrative easy, making it easy to get started with, using games to gamble, to earn, and play to earn, giving you a good variety, giving you and easy accessibility on web browsers and the like. So Nakamoto Games, another example of gaming project that can do well on the blockchain. So with the discontent that we're having with Gala, there's going to be room for gaming platforms to rise up. And another example, an example that is like Gala Games, that I think has a lot of potential too, is Vulcan Forge. Vulcan Forge has decent economics, 48% in circulation. It's 1%, it's $1 million in market cap. I think this one too has a lot of potential. So that's the third narrative. We've spoken about artificial intelligence, real world assets, and gaming on the blockchain. The next narrative that I believe projects will do well is going to be the decentralized computation, cloud computation. Now, there's a lot of mining power, untapped. There's a lot of untapped GPU power in the world right now, not just in Web3 space, not just with crypto. There's a lot of untapped GPU power. There's a lot of untapped CPU power, and I think the blockchain makes it easy to tap into that, because it's going to be very useful. If you look at these narratives are spoken about, if you look at artificial intelligence, if you look at the metaverse, if you look at augmented reality, if you look at virtual reality, all of these things, they need a lot of computational power, and the blockchain makes it so easy to tap into computational power using uh, using the blockchain. It's so easy to tap into computational power. Akash network is a very good example of this, and I really like this project. I think Akash network projects like RNDR, render token, they have a lot of long-term potential, even if the prices are down right now. It all depends on your time frame. If you are investing, there's a lot of vaporware in crypto. There's a lot of projects that just give a lot of buzzwords, but they're not really good investments, right? Well, a project like RNDR, a project like Akash Network, even we have low cap alternatives like Nuko Cloud is down quite a bit from when I first covered it on my channel, around 20 cents. So all of these projects, I think, Octaspace, Akash Network, RNDR, I think decentralized cloud computing will do well, because this is a very powerful narrative in crypto. These projects have a very strong justification. There's a very strong value proposition with projects like this, and they tend to, even if they're not going to do well in the short term because we're in a bear market, I think these projects have a very strong justification and will do well. So decentralized cloud computing is one that you should not be sleeping on. There's a lot of mining power. There's a lot of GPU power. Looking for new opportunities to earn revenue. So if you have GPUs just sitting down, why not earn with it? And if instead of buying a brand new GPU, why not just tap into this unused power using the blockchain? So definitely one that fits in well with crypto, definitely one that fits in well with the blockchain. I think these projects have a very good long-term potential for the next bull run. And the next narrative, we've got two more narratives to cover. The next narrative is one that I think is going to be, is going to do very well. And I'm going to share this tweet with you right here from Thor Havstingen. Sorry if I'm butchering that name. And that's decentralized exchange token, DEX tokens. I think DEX tokens have a lot of long-term potential as well. And it says here that Binance is still doing roughly between 15 billion to $45 billion in trading volume per day. Mind-blowing numbers, right? So protocols that are building sex-like trading experience therefore have a massive upside. Projects that make it easy, that have easy onboarding, great user interfaces and user experience, that have cheap fees and many trading peers, those projects will tend to do very well. And I'm in complete agreement with this. I think decentralized exchange tokens have a lot of potential. It ties in very well with crypto. when people get into the crypto space, they tend to get in with centralized exchanges like Binance, KuCoin, Mexi, Coinbase, and so on. But if you have a protocol that gives you that experience, that makes it easy to onboard people in the crypto space, decentralized exchange tokens are going to do very well as a result of that, because not only would it give you that easy entry into the space, not only would it have a lot of volume, it's also, it also gives you that power of control, that ownership, that decentralization, that thing that makes crypto have value in the first place. So I think decentralized exchange tokens have very good potential. And now, if you take a look at this criteria right here: easy onboarding, a great user interface, cheap fees, many trading pairs. The easiest example you can think of right now is RVF. RVF is an easy pick for me for the next bull run. $17 million in market cap. If I were to buy, I think I always say 20 cents is a very good entry. Is my first major point of DCA with RVF. And if you think about it, a project that makes it easy for you to trade pairs, that can generate a lot of volume in trading, that has a good user interface, that gives good user experience, that has a low trading fee. RVF is a no-brainer because it makes all of this easy, and it's not just all talk. You can take a look at their Twitter, you would see how much activity. So instead of chasing short-term pumps, trying to find quick gains, why not pay attention to projects that are helping onboard people? This is an easy 100x hold for me to the next bull run. If RVF were to reach $1 billion in market cap, something I believe is good, that's going to be close to 100x from this point. Not exactly 100x, sorry, but over a 50x from where we're sitting at right now. But for many people, that I've been talking to about this project, RVF was at $6 million in market cap when I first covered it in my live stream. So I think RVF is a very good example of a decentralized exchange token. You also have Uniswap. I think Uniswap also has a lot of potential. I'm confident that this project will do well in the bull run. Then you've also got Osmosis. That's for the Cosmos ecosystem. So DEX tokens, I'm bullish on DEX tokens. I think DEX tokens are easy plays for the next bull run. I think as the crypto space continues to grow, as the crypto space continues to mature, people are going to be looking for more control. People are going to want more ownership of their assets and want to, be able to not locked out of their earnings. Who knows if Binance goes down tomorrow, how many people are going to be screwed up because of it? So I'm having, I have a good feeling that I have a good feeling that decentralized exchange tokens are going to do very well in the next bull run. The last set of projects are going to be Telegram bots. So Telegram bots just also ties in very well with the nature of crypto. If you look at recently Toncoin is the best performer in the top 100 crypto projects in the past week, simply because of this news right here. Messaging app Telegram gives endorsement to Ton project, and the token has surged as a result of that. Now, I'm willing to bet that most of you watching this video right now have a Telegram account, and you do some trading activities, or you do, at the very least, you do some crypto with your Telegram, whether it's being in a community, or using trade snipe bots, or just getting alpha information. Telegram ties in very well with the nature of crypto. Is one of the best places to get information early. After projects launch, they give their information quickly on Telegram. There are good alpha groups on Telegram. Hey, for goodness sake, I run a lot of my Patreon activities on Telegram. So Telegram is one of the places that you find the best alpha in crypto, and it has a lot of crypto activities. So it makes sense that crypto projects that capitalize on Telegram will do very well as a result of that. So I think Telegram bots, the good ones anyway, have a lot of long-term potential in my opinion. And the first one I'm going to share with you is one that I've been talking about for a very long time, and that's Chatter Shield. Chatter Shield is a project that I first covered way over at 200 less than $200,000 in market cap. Right now, it's sitting at $1.3 million in market cap. So very good gains for my community and watchers of my channel. And I still think, considering what Telegram, what Chatter Shield is doing, Chatter Shield, they aim to provide reading capabilities, engagements for a lot of projects in the space. So that idea makes this project a very good play, in my opinion, because projects are regularly are using Chatter Shield. Yeah, projects are using Chatter Shield constantly, and this is because if you think about it, even if the project isn't good, the fact that they are using Chatter Shield is going to be bullish for that project. So the fact that over 100 projects are using Chatter Shield makes it very bullish, because it doesn't matter whether that project does well, as long as they are using the tokens, they are burning the tokens. Chatter Shield is going to capitalize on the fact that Telegram projects need it to engage with their community very well. So that's going to be the first pick. The next one that is still a real microcap gem, in my opinion, that I've covered, and I'm calling it now before it goes up to millions of dollars, is the Zenith wallet. Now, Zenith wallet is very impressive. They recently put out an update that provides alerts to projects that have volume spikes. And if you look at their Twitter, you would see um, just how amazing that bot has helped several people. The volume bot is give signals that have gone on to do 9x's, 5x's, 6x's, and so on for traders. For people who are actively trading, who are in this degen world and are trying to find the next 10 to 20 x's, a project like Zenith Wallet will be very useful to them, because not only does this give them volume for seeing these projects quickly, it also gives them a snipe bot. It also gives them other tools that they can use all the way from Telegram. So the fact that this project is integrating so many aspects to it, from the convenience of Telegram, makes me bullish on it. So I think Telegram is the nature of crypto, and the way a lot of people use crypto ties in very well with Telegram bot narrative and projects like Chatter Shield, projects like Zenith Wallet. So I have a comment here from one of my community and Patreon members from Super Lion. Tonkoy is exploding due to rumors of Telegram opening a decentralized exchange. Telegram, it has 800 million users and could give the coin massive exposure. Yeah, so I'm bullish on Telegram bots narrative. I'm bullish on projects that capitalize on all of this, and I think it's going to do well as a result of that. So that's it for these projects. I've covered several narratives: the real world asset narrative, artificial intelligence, gaming, decentralized cloud computing, Telegram bots, as well as decentralized exchange tokens. These projects, I'm bullish on them, and I think investing on them, holding them for the long term, will be beneficial for the next bull run. So real quick now, I'm going to start checking the comments and doing some quick altcoin reviews for the projects that you are covering. You mentioned I'm going to be addressing some comments. So yeah, I'm going to quickly address size comments. My health has not been the best the past few days and weeks. Lots of stress over here in my country, but I'm still pushing, and yeah, never going to give up, my friend. So I'm doing fine. Yeah, that's it. Let me see. The first comment is kudos from VJ. I'm going to just call you VP. I'm going to kudos, CUDOS. Okay, so This projects. Let me share a screen right here. $18 million in market cap. 6 out of 10, 60% in circulation. How long has it been around? Max. So yeah, like many other projects, bear market is hitting it at its all-time high. Market cap was about 111 million dollars in market cap. So about a 10x if it were to reclaim its previous all-time high. Um, Real quick, the amount in circulation is good. I'm going to check the project's idea right now. So Kudos is your highly scalable blockchain computing network uniting cloud and blockchain to empower enterprises in domains like AI, metaverse. Oh, yeah, excellent idea. So, what do I think about Kudos? Well, this ties in very well with what I was saying about decentralized cloud computing. Projects like Akash Network, projects like RNDR. There's a lot of untapped computational power, so it seems to me like Kudos is trying to tap into that, utilizing decentralized cloud computing for AI, metaverse, HPC, Web3 nodes, and startups, aiding them in unlocking new possibilities within the digital landscape. So, yeah, I think Kudos is an interesting project. I'm going to look deeper into this. It's within a narrative that I don't mind holding Cosmos ecosystem and Ethereum. Let's see real quick. Etherscan, the amount of holders for this project. So 5,700 holders, 32% top wallets, but that has to be in a smart contract. Yeah, so the top holder, yeah, this project looks decent. The top open wallet is about 1%, valued at $400,000. So Kudos looks like an interesting project, and I think that narrative, decentralized computation, cloud computation, is good, and its all-time low is just 79% up from its all-time low. So if you really like this project, now could be a good time to gain some exposure to it. I mean, it's taking a lot of beating from the bear markets, and if you're going to hold the projects for the long term, now could be a good time to gain some exposure. So looks like a good project. I think this project has a lot of long-term potential, my friend. So I'm going to be addressing the next one, the next comment. HMND. I'm not sure what HMND is. Let me quickly check that as well. HMND. Human node. So human node, wow, okay, this is a micro cap. So I wonder how long it's been around. HMND has a market cap of 710,000, 59% up from its all-time low. It's down quite a bit, 50%, over 50%. No, oh, the tokenomics are horrible. 28 out of 400. Okay. So not the best tokenomics, to be honest. But let's check the idea. If it's going to be worth holding for the long term. Okay. So through decentralization of blockchain, what's the problem is addressing modern proof of work and proof of stake Sybil resistant protocols are inherently plutocratic at the very core. Concentration of capital inevitably leads to centralization in the form of, yeah, that makes sense. The original idea of decentralization is dead, a mere facade behind which validator oligopoly. Well, they're using a lot of fancy terms here. I mean, the goal of your website, the goal of the first thing people see is just to convince your investors. Don't try to put them off. Don't try to confuse a lot of people. There are several people. English isn't their first language, so putting fancy words is not really encouraging. People have to be able to understand what they're investing in. If you don't understand what you're investing in, even if it's good, even if it's the best project, I don't recommend you invest in things you don't understand. At the very least, have an understanding of what you're investing in. But I personally understand it, and I'm going to try and break it down. Like, even if a project is decentralized, even if a project is on the blockchain, there's a possibility that whales and people um, investing in it could shift the project to be to act centralized. So it could be technically it should be decentralized, but the nature of the amount of whales and investors have can give the problem of centralized it can be kind of centralized even if it's supposed to be decentralized. So that's what this project is actually trying to address. Instead of relying on mining equipment or staking, human node conducts private biometric verification of its validators to ensure that there's only one unique living human being behind each node. Human node considers all humans to be equal. Okay, lots of fancy terms, but I'm not sure if, well, there's a need for it, but I don't know how urgent that need is, right? I think the crypto space has grown and is doing, you know, the problem of centralization hasn't affected projects to the point where it hasn't affected projects to the point where it's going to, we are going to need a project like HMND. But it's an interesting concept. It's kind of like space chain, the idea exists, the idea is good, it's trying to solve a problem. So you're getting in very early on something that nobody is asking for. So you can look at it that way. It's an interesting idea, but I'm not confident about the tokenomics. It's got just 10% in circulation. So yeah, it's a high risk play, my friend. Is interesting. I like their approach. I like the fact that they're trying to tackle something new and unique, but I don't see any sense of urgency with a project like this, and I don't think the tokenomics are really encouraging. So if you're interested in a degen play, maybe just put in $50 to $100 if you like, but just be aware of that nature of this project. So yeah, next comment. Engine starter is going to be the next CDFI. Yeah, I like engine starter. I think it has a lot of potential, but I think personally, I think CDFI will perform better than engine starter. Engine starter's market cap and CDFI. Let me compare them. Yeah, market cap bias is real. Engine starter. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, where was I? Okay. Okay, so yeah, Engine Starter has a $12 million market cap. Certify has a $30 million market cap. So I think Engine Starter has a lower market cap. It all depends now on they're kind of like they're similar. Then they both have good potential. I like both of them, and yeah, 71% in circulation, $12 million in market cap. Personally, I prefer CDFI, but I also like Engine Starter. So let's see. It's good to have options. So what I'm saying is Farbot is a bad investment now compared to a lot of other gaming plays. Yeah, what I'm saying with regards to Farbot, like if you're looking for a good gaming project, Farbot is a good blueprint. Farbot will give you an idea of the kinds of things you should look out for in a gaming project. Cross gaming capability and cross chain capabilities, a good variety, an active team, good tokenomics, and so on. I wouldn't be buying Farbot right now. Well, I bought Farbot at around 500K in market cap. So I think it's easier for you to find gaming. If you're looking for individual gaming projects, I think it's always best to find it as early as possible before the excitement flows in. So yeah, just something to think about is that's what I would say regarding Farbot. But I like Farbot. I like the idea. I like the team behind it. I think it's a good blueprint, but I wouldn't be buying it right now. I'll be finding other projects like Farbot, but at a much lower market cap that are active. That's just what I would say about that. So, do I offer patron discount? Well, there's something I like to do. Whenever someone asks me to join my patron, I always say, first of all, you can get a lot of content, you can get a lot of value for free on my on my public groups, on my YouTube, on my Telegram groups. So don't feel forced to join my Patreon. Don't feel pressured to join my Patreon. I do communicate, I do give priority, and I do communicate first with my Patreon members. But you will get a lot of value, and you will get a lot of early calls with my Patreon, with my YouTube community, as well as my Telegram community. I make I make good enough money with my trades, so I don't like to make people feel like they have to join my Patreon to make money in crypto. To make money in crypto, you just need to be smart, you need to find the right projects, invest early, and uh, find the right projects to hold. So there are good projects worth holding. There are some projects not worth holding that you can make gains on. Specific strategies, unless you feel the need to have one-on-one calls with me and specific strategies regarding your portfolio, then you can consider joining my Patreon. But other than that, if you're looking for just good projects, good portfolios, there's a lot of value you can get with my free channels and my free Telegram group. So that's what I would say about that non-sell car for. So for those of you interested, send me a message on Telegram, but you really don't have to be honest. I put out a lot of free content that personally I think is valuable. So yeah. Hey, Mr. Selflex, thanks for joining me. Deep dive, I think, yeah, I might do a deep dive into Kudos. Personally, I like it, my friend. I like the project. So I'm going to look deeper into it, see how long they've been, see what the team is about. But it's a good project. It's a good looking project in my opinion, my friend. Area for the long term. Okay, so what's area about? Never heard of that before. Oh, Arion Network. Yeah, I I like this project mainly because I trust Archie. I think Archie has covered it, and is one of the OG genius gem hunters, and I trust his judgments and I trust his opinion on that project. But personally, I've not done my research on it, so I'm going to take a look at Area right now and let you know what I think about this project. So, Area Network, $18 million in market cap. Not the best economics, 68 out of 500. So, not up to 20% in circulation. Okay, that's not good, but what is it worth investing in and holding for the long time? Let me look. The most comprehensive project, layer one crypto projects as that has ever been seen, $18 million. Okay, okay, so yeah, this project backed by Mexi, Biscuits. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Another layer one, right? Another um this is another Ethereum killer, more or less. The most innovative wallet to send, receive, and swap Ethereum assets. So what's the ecosystem like? Have they built dApps around it? Diverse partners are leading to ways blockchain solution, pioneering an innovative audience, NFT marketplace, Arian City, Arian Games. Okay. So guys, real talk. Let me tell you something, right? About projects like Area, about projects that are good, you know. So Area is attempting to be another layer one that is solving problems, right? And one thing I said at the beginning of this live stream is not every good project does well, and not every bad project goes down. Sometimes in crypto, good projects go down and bad projects go up. So if you are going to be investing in projects like Area, you need to follow it very closely, because sometimes price action, you need to be able to understand that price action, there's a reason why projects go down, or there's a reason why projects is going up. You can't always pick the winners, and that's why you have to follow it closely, because there are sometimes you just need to cut off that investment and move over to something else. Don't be a bag holder for a bad project, right? So with a project like Area, I think they're attempting to be a new layer one. They're attempting to solve the blockchain trilemma, probably decentralization, scalability, and security. So if this project is going to be a good project, it needs to be able to have an active ecosystem that people are investing in regularly, that new investors are finding. So even if you believe that this is a project that in the bull run will compete against other projects, then fine. But my approach to new layer ones is, I'm either with new projects generally in crypto, my approach with new projects is I'm either getting in early or I'm buying it very close to its all-time low. Personally, I don't like to buy a project that is 200% higher than the all-time low. So if you get in on a new project, and if it's as long as it's not a rug pull, that project has the potential to be that 1000x, because there are so many layer ones out there. This area is not going to be something that is that is no, how would I say it? It's unique selling points. There are going to be 10 more projects like it. That's just crypto for you. There are going to be 10 more projects, if not 100 more projects like it. So to buy these projects now and to hold it means you are sure that this project is going to do very well in the short term, so that you can at least take your initial investment. Because I'm not a fan of just investing in random layer ones at the moment. I either have to be investing in a narrative, or I have to be investing very early into the project. So layer ones are not my favorite narratives right now, because there are too many of them. So if you're going to invest in a project like this for the long term, then you have to know that you are investing in it because you know it's dead cheap right now, and the team is doing so much compared to the value. So you just know that, okay, it's undervalued, it's oversold, stuff like that. So you have to look at the price action and stuff like that. So I prefer, personally, if I'm investing in layer ones, to be on the ground floor, to be in the pre-sales, to be on the whitelist. If I'm not investing in layer ones, I'm investing in new narratives or hyped up narratives as early as possible. So being early in crypto is always an advantage. Try as much as possible to be early. I think that's how you do that for projects like that. But area is just another layer one. It's a good project. I trust Archie's judgment, and yeah, we'll say about that. So I'm going to look at these three projects and then I'll call it a day. I'm tired. I've been live for over an hour now. So banana gun sounds like a meme coin, to be honest. Well, let's take a quick look at that. Banana gun. What would you name a project banana gun? Banana. 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 Okay, so this one is up 21% today. Okay, maybe that's why you're interested in it. $30 million in market cap. What's the economics like? 20% in circulation, no, 24% in circulation. So banana gun is a telegram bot. Okay, I like telegram bots. It's a sniper buy bot. It's a sniper bot. It also has a sell bot. But what makes it unique? Your intelligent ally in the world of trading. Boost your profits with banana gun. Trading the easy way, manual buy or auto buy. Yeah, it's just another Telegram bot. So, congrats to those who got in very early on this, because $30 million in market cap is no joke. I know projects like this launch at less than $1 million in market cap. I wouldn't be buying Banana Gun now. You know, I wouldn't be buying it right now. Uh, but because there are so many others like it, there are so many Telegram bots. So if you want to, like with area, I always like to get in as low as possible when it's close to the bottom or close to pre-sale price, or I participate in the pre-sale myself. So it could be a good bot, it could be working very well, but why risk trying to do short-term trade with a project like this? I do like Telegram bots, and yeah, those are my thoughts on Banana Gun. Okay, so my thoughts about Ignite. I've made a dedicated video about Ignite. I still like Ignite. I like the updates with Ignite. I like what they aim to do. I like the fact that they've planned revenue sharing and so on. So, if you'd like to see my thoughts about Ignite, let me check the market cap. Hold on, market cap of Ignite right now. Mhm. Okay, so here you can see Ignite is around $930 million in market cap. 930,000, I'm sorry, not million. $930,000 in market cap. So yeah, good entry to be honest at this point. I covered Ignite at around five. I've been covering Ignite at around 500K in market cap, and I'm bullish on it long term. I think Ignite has a lot of potential because it's addressing unique problems in the crypto space. So at 930K in market cap, yeah, I still believe there's a lot of long-term potential. What they aim to do is to solve liquidity issues, help projects launch with limited liquidity, giving good trading experience and so on. So this is a project that is building a technology that solves a problem for new projects and developers in the space. So check out my video on Ignite. Check out my thoughts on it. I think the project has a lot of potential, and this is a nice dip. So Ignite is a project that my community made an easy 5x, from 500K all the way to $2.7 million. So it's on a major dip right now, to be honest. Ignite is on a major dip. So yeah, I'm looking for the videos. Yeah, where's Ignite? Ignite. Yes, right here. Massive new launch 100x. So shows you just how early you can be. So right now, some people that were like, "Oh, Ignite has gone down." What do you mean Ignite has gone down? I literally covered this project at first at 800K, and I've covered it several times at 500K in market cap. So sitting at comfortably holding $1 million in market cap, you shouldn't be complaining. That's crypto for you. You need to navigate this space intelligently. You need to be smart about it. If you are in crypto to make money, then be smart about it. You don't just be, oh, I'm bullish on this, I'm bullish on that. Yeah, but it has, these things have techniques, these things have ways you do them, right? So, and that's what my channel is all about. That's what my Patreon is all about. A project can be good, but you won't make any money out of it. And a project can be bad, and you could make a lot of money out of it. So yeah, with Ignite, if you would like to make money with a project, irrespective of bear market or bull market, then subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you like closer interactions and priorities, then I do have a Patreon. Check the description, and you can message me on Telegram. The final comments for the day is from my friend Spartan 1989. This is Sparta. Okay, so Space Chain. I made a very interesting and funny video about Space Chain. And what I would say about Space Chain, I like what they are doing. Is a very interesting, very unique project. So what they aim to do is to add this extra layer of security, and it's kind of like that human node that I covered earlier in this live stream. This is a project that is not addressing anything urgent, but still very interesting technology. This is a project that is aiming to introduce the blockchain. Oh my god, is aiming to introduce the blockchain into space, and just gives you that extra level of technology with NASA and the like. So I think Space Chain is interesting. $6 million in market cap, over 60% in circulation. So good tokenomics, interesting idea. And I also like the fact that they are meeting up with their roadmap. They've done a lot of impressive stuff. So this is a project that could be big. If you are investing in this project, bear in mind that you are not investing in something that the crypto space is crying for. You're not solving anything urgent. You are just an early investor in an innovative idea. And based on that, you can decide to, it's just like investing in the electric vehicle stocks when everyone was saying, no, we're still going to be using diesel. Oil is here for the next 200 years. So you could look at this like we don't need it right now. And you could look at it as, oh, this thing is innovative enough to be huge in the space. So it's not a bad project, interesting idea, good amount of updates. I like the milestones that they've achieved. I like the fact that they've actually used the international space stations and likes. So I think this is a very unique project, very innovative. interesting idea, not just something that I'll just, throw in all of my portfolio and all of my life savings. My wife is going to kill me if I do that. So yeah, that's what I say about Space Chain. All right then, Selflex and everyone else, thank you so much, Super Lion. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll try and rest up, improve my health, but I'm still here. And yeah, see you next live stream or next video. Thank you guys. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.